Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of StarCraft Inc. Today I have a game for you between SSNRevolve versus Gutz. Now this game is a part of the Bear Cup. I don't know if you've heard of that tournament. It's a very small prize pool, but some pretty good recognition comes from this. I believe SSNRevolve actually played against Six Jackus Major in this series, but I might cast that, I might not. But this game, I haven't watched it yet, but through email, SSNRevolve told me it was a really interesting game. He told me that Gutz is a very creative player. For those of you who do not know, SSNRevolve is a very, very talented player indeed. If you are a Zerg player, you need to take tips from this guy. He's got ridiculous APM, sitting at 300 right now. And none of that, like at the start, some of that's wasted, but he keeps that up during the middle of the game. And like it's just he's always doing something. It's not just APM spam. It's so weird watching his stream, man. You can't even tell what he's doing. But anyway, he plays on the Korean server. We're still talking about Revolve. He plays on the Korean server, and he's high Master League in the Korean server. I'm not sure what his rank is right now, but I'm pretty sure he's above 50. I know he was 52 a few days ago. I think he's pulled himself up in those ranks. And for those of you who don't know, the Korean server is freaking intense. It makes the it makes the American server look like eating potato chips. Anyway, this is the GSL version of Crevasse, for those of you who don't know the map. And for those of you who don't know what it means for a map to be a GSL version, that would be things like the destructible rocks in front of all the bases. It really stops early game cheesy plays like cannon wall-ins, and I don't know, it just does a lot of extra things for the map and really encourages a macro game. Whoo! Holy balls. We got a big burst of chat there all of a sudden, talking about their playlist. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. It should be an interesting one. This is a pretty balanced map, if you ask me. A lot of cliffs and ledges, and that really plays towards sneaky Terran play. I mean, Reapers can take advantage of those cliffs. Siege tanks can take advantage of those cliffs. Being able to lift up buildings, like I always hate, like against Protoss for Terran, they build something funky down here, lift it up and put it here, and you never scout it, and then it attacks your natural. Just tricky little things like that. Really cool features for Terran, and a lot of good expos for them too. They've got a nice easy second and a nice easy third, but at the same time that plays to their disadvantage. This third is pretty much impossible to wall off. I mean, you can yeah, there's destructible rocks there, so you can wall here, sort of, but you're on the low ground here. Your expansion is on the low ground, so yeah, it's really tricky to wall, and that really plays nicely for the Zerg. They can get a good surround on this third. So it's really beneficial for the Terran player to make this a PF. It just makes it easier to defend. Whereas the Zerg, you know, like I said, they love that open space. So this third here is going to be very easy to set up ambushes with. You know, they hide a bunch of units over here, and the Terran player comes rolling in to go kill a third, and all of a sudden they're surrounded and they can't run home. So it's going to be a great game, guys. I hope we see the best of SSNRevolve. I know I've cast some games of SSN players losing before. I don't cast just winning games. I mean, I'm trying to be fair, right? It's very biased for me to cast games where it's only SSN players winning. But yeah, I'm set up for this, man. I just came home from a 14-hour work day, and I just ate about 2 pounds of spaghetti, cocked back 2 whole cans of Pepsi, and we're ready to go, right? That's how we do it. It's caffeine in my bloodstream. I'm feeling good. We're seeing early Marauders from Gutz. We're also seeing that metabolic boost from the Zerg player. It's almost finished right now. It's not early speed, so I think it's going to be more of a defensive thing. He might put on some pressure, but really there's no point. I mean, this is sealed off, and there's no links getting in. And I think Revolve knows that. This is a long map, so neither player are really thinking about pressure. Not until Hellions hit the field. Jeez Louise, we did see a 1 racks, 1 factory off a fast expand. Supply depots in the corners to scout where those overlords are. I mean, single marines can wander over and pick off overlords, and it can be quite the pickup if the Zerg is not ready to lose that overlord. But as you can see, the Zerg player is 43 out of 60. There's tons of supply to spare. Lings, 4 of them, just kind of wandering the map. They're going to see this stuff going down, Can those Lings get in? That supply depot's down, but the Lings are going to hide in the mineral line. They saw what they needed to see. Hellions and Marauders picking away at these rocks, and I don't believe that Gutz even saw the Lings. He doesn't know that Eurosmy knows this is coming. By the way, SSNRevolve is also SSN Eurosmy. Revolve is his new account. He's using Revolve to ladder now. He wasn't going to at first. He was just going to use Eurosmy, and Revolve was going to be his Smurf account. But he did really well on the ladder by accident and decided to make his main account. So that's how that goes. Anyway, anywho, yeah, Gutz. I don't know anything about him, man. I've never seen him. He's not a pro player. He's a talented player, though. Lots of Hellions. Like, his macro is pretty strong, I have to say. There's a ballsy fast expand. Here's the SCV transfer. That was a little late, but I mean, he's not behind by any means. In SCV count, maybe, but he's got a big, scary Hellion force. I don't know why he's trying to break down rocks with freaking Hellions, though. I'm a little bit confused by that. Bunch of Marauders come. This is a good mix, man. Hellion Marauder. Marauders to pack a punch. Hellions to kill the light shit that Marauders can't deal with. But those Marauders are there to deal with spines, man. And, oh, this guy... Oh, look at the ambush set up by Revolve. A beautiful play. But I don't know if it still might not be enough because of the Hellion count. But, yes, look at the Lings. They're cleaning up this mess. The Hellions need to pull back, and they are going to get trapped in a corner. No, they do get out, but still not being micro to the best of their ability. They do get all the Lings, but those Lings are already pretty soft after disengagement here. And that was a beautiful spot to engage. Revolve bought his time beautifully. He waited patiently until those Terran units were in this choke, and then he's surrounded. So abusing the map, using the map the way it's meant to be played. I mean, chokes, Zerg normally don't like them, but by all means, when you use them like that, the chokes can favor any race, right? So, beautiful play by Revolve, thinking ahead, planning ahead. I like that a lot. Gutz, I think, maybe getting a little too ahead of himself. He did not scout the area. He didn't split up his units, and he had to pay for it. He's still going Marauder Hellion. And, yeah, I'd be curious. I don't think a second push is going to do him any good. Although, as long as he stays in the open, he doesn't have to worry about mobility too much. He's got good mobility. He might lose his Marauders, but those Hellions are going to get that drone, although he's getting deep onto the creep. He needs to start scanning and receding this creep because Eurosmy's creep spread, man, it's going to get stupid scary soon. I'm going to actually pop over. Ooh, we've got Muta on the field. We got a lot of Muta. They came out of nowhere, man. I'm not watching that production tab, although Thor already on the way for Gutz. He's got those Thor coming out and a second armory coming down. He's going to go heavy Thor upgrades by the looks of it. And those Muta get some free kills because there's no anti-air here for Gutz. Gutz got missile turrets up already, though. And good response time for that. And once the Thors are out, Muta, man, not going to work too well. It looks like he's going to keep going Mutalisks, though. I don't think he realizes, I don't think SSNRevolve realizes that there are Thor on the way. There's a tech lab on that factory, so that one won't be able to produce Thor. This Thor does come out. He is proud of what he's done, and he's going to shower SSNRevolve's Muta with lots of painful love. And they're going to have to retreat by the looks of it. Alright, going over to Eurosmy's camera, Revolve's camera, I'm going to show you what it looks like to watch him play. I mean, the replay cam isn't exactly as sensitive as it could be. It's going to bounce all over the place, but it's still not what it could be. If you watch this guy on a live stream, which he does live stream, although not like consistently, you will see that it looks like I'm basically epilepsy. If you have epilepsy, you can't watch his stream. You will die. You will have a seizure and you will die. And I will not be held responsible for any dying over StarCraft. I mean, if you die for StarCraft, you died a valiant death, but I will not be responsible. Anyway, these Muta, they're raining terror. We saw Thor get magic boxed, and it died. I'm just saying. Wow, that is a cool missile turret placement. I liked that. It did some damage. It died, but it did some damage. It bought some time. These Muta are going to come in here. They're going to pick off the SCVs that were building those missile turrets. And another Thor comes out. We're going to have to magic box again, but the Thor is running into a veil of missile turrets. It's going to protect itself quite nicely. Those Muta are going to have to back up. This is turning into quite the game, but we are seeing Eurosmy. Look at all the expansions he's taking. Remote ones, which is a great decision because Mech just does not have the mobility to protect and defend and attack. It can't attack these long distance expansions, and defend his own base. So we did see some Hellions get in up here into the mineral line and roast some drones. Let me see. I always forget how to open up that thing. I don't use it very much. Units killed. It's Control R. Booyashka! So we have 8 drones killed. Yeah, those are drones. Huh. 4 workers killed. Yeah, okay. So I've always wondered how this worker kill count station works. Look at that Thor count. Oh god. Control R. Getting rid of that. Lost my train of thought. But we do have Thor. Just like, look at that damage. Oh, 4 Thors got a volley off into the Mutaball, and that did a lot of damage. But these Lings, they cleaned up something on the ground. I don't know what was out there, but more missile turrets going down. Really, we're seeing Gutz being contained to one base, and I don't know how Eurosmy feels about this. He's got to feel pretty comfortable, man. He's got all these bases all over here. They're even starting to get saturated. I mean, we see Zerg players mass expand all the time, but very rarely do they actually saturate those bases. They're kind of just there for creep and there for options later in the game. But the Thor actually were focus firing the rocks, which allowed the Muta to get in close, but it's still not going to be enough. Looks like Revolve took pretty heavy losses in that engagement. He's getting Zerg flower weapons too. He's getting pathogen glands. So we are going to see those infestors come out. That's what pathogen glands are. Am I correct? Yeah. Yeah, I am. Where is it? There it is. I knew I was right. Okay. So, still going heavy Thor. Still getting weapons. He's being persistent. We are seeing that melee attack and ground armor and melee only level 1. So, hold on. That was a good yawn. I hope you guys enjoyed that yawn with me, and if you didn't, not really sure I care. But Gutz, here with his man. Look at this. I love this combo. The combos from this guy, Hellion Thor. That's pretty freaking wicked. I like that combo a lot, and I've always told people to go Hellion Marauder, and nobody believes me that that's freaking awesome. Hellion Marauder Viking, man, it's not really all that expensive. If you fast expand, if you get a 3rd, that is some scary stuff. So you can easily pump that off 3 base. Anyway, SSNRevolve's got some good map control here. Lots of Lings, lots of infestors now. We don't have neural parasites, so we won't be seeing that on the Thor or anything like that. But fungal growth, man, that's going to do its own damage. And if we can catch those Hellions, roaches are easily going to get caught up to them and swallow them whole. It's like, I don't know. I was going to make some sort of reference about baby birds and their mothers spewing on them. I think the roaches are just trying to spread what they've eaten earlier. They spit up little green shit. It's like, what? Come on. You can have some. It's alright. It's alright. But nobody else likes the green stuff, and the roaches haven't quite realized that. Look at it. Look at that. Like projectile vomit. This is like The Ring, or one of those horror movies where the little girl comes out of the TV screen and vomits on everything, and somehow it's considered scary. I'm not really sure why, but I mean, enough movies have done it. It must be true. It must be how it works. I guess if I found vomit all over my house, I don't even think I'd be scared. In fact, I'd be impressed. I'd be like, what did you eat? Why? But, no, that's what roaches do. I'm not even sure I'd be terrified of that. I just really need to go to Canadian Tire and get some mops. But anyway, sorry, that was probably really loud. We've got Infestor, Roach, and a freaking ton of Muta. That's going to be a scary ball to deal with. I mean, we do have a lot of Thor here, though. So I'm really not sure how this is going to go down. However, we did see, actually, that neural parasite. I saw it on the way. I know I saw it in the research bar here. Look at all those Hellions go down. That was a little bit tragic, I think. That was not a good thing for Gutz. He was not happy with that situation, I'm sure. We can rewrite this movie, though. And SSNRevolve, he's got a lot of creep, man. I don't know what Gutz is going to do about it. He's sieging up. I guess he could do that about it. But those siege tanks are pretty close together. I don't think that's a good thing for him. I mean, the Lings are going to get in there, and they're going to make a mess. Oh, look at this back door. Look at this back door. Siege tanks shelling the Lings. But they do have one armor upgrade, and they're now in a mineral line. I mean, siege tanks can shoot at that all day, but they're just going to kill their own SCVs. And I mean, those Lings were dirt cheap for the damage they just did. And also, in the killing of those Lings, it gave Eurosmy a good, clear view of what Gutz has, man. These siege tanks, there's a lot of them, a lot of Hellions. There's a lot of splash damage in this army, both for ground and air. This is a beautiful build from Gutz. I actually really think this is a creative style of play. And I'm not really sure what Eurosmy can do. It looks like he just sacrificed a bunch of Muta. There's no way he did that by accident. Just no way. He wants supply. He knows that those Muta are useless now that there's so many Thor. He's just going to toss them away. And look at this! We're seeing the Thor push up. They were going to try to... What is going on here? He catches some siege tanks out of position. He gets more workers. He's going to clear those rocks. No, finish the rocks. Good. Good, so he does finish the rocks. He's going to get some shots off at this command center. Gutz cannot push into this army until his army is in position. That command center is sacked. It might burn down, or he might repair that. Hellions in front, but they're faced with roaches. They're blue flame now, so it doesn't even matter. They're going to do a lot of damage despite they're against something they're not particularly good against. Neural Parasite going down on all the Thors. The Thors clean up the Hellions, and they're going to start killing each other as well. Neural Parasite, there's so much Neural Parasite that there aren't even units left to pick off the Infestors to stop the Neural Parasite. The Thor do turn around, they start to fight back, but there's still so many Neural Parasites going down. That was cost effective for Revolve. Yes, no, maybe, I don't even know. But that was quite the engagement. I don't think that Gutz will be able to, no way. Eurosmy is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bases. He's not even mined out at the main yet. And he'll be able to replace his units so much faster than Gutz will ever be able to re-macro. Look at this, a big army here in the middle again. Revolve is maxed once again. I think he's got way too many drones though, as his army is not very big despite being maxed. Roaches get a surround on those Thors as Broodlords sit back and deny any movement. They are trapped on the creep. Siege tanks here, but they do not do very good against things that fall from the sky. And that's what Broodlords are doing to them now, abusing the fact that they cannot shoot air and abusing the fact that they have to unsiege to move. Look at them. They're trying to get away now. They can't fight back even a little bit. There are a lot of roaches coming these siege tanks' way. They're trying to pull in some SCVs to repair this command center and the tanks before they go down. That tank is getting repaired, but it's not even going to matter. There's a PF here that'll do some damage to these roaches, but it's going to go down. SCV's not even going to bother repairing it, just allowing this thing to die. And what are you going to do? Broodlord's slowly overwhelming the Terran here. Gutz trying to hold on. I wish we could have played on a more balanced map. Dude, I started talking at the very beginning of this how balanced this map was. But I guess you are a motherfucker. Oh, Gutz. So you choose the worst map for Terran. And Gutz has left the game. Awesome. What a way to go. Well, you're on Candid Camera, Gutz. Guys, I'm SSN Incarnum. You're watching StarCraft Inc.